Chat, hello. Hello and good day. What's up, y'all? Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday? We got some stuff to talk about today. Lots of interesting things going on in MTG. We're going to take a look back. We're going to go backwards 1 year. Get in the time machine a little bit and go to Bloomburrow. Young Tan, I appreciate that, but I haven't gotten a haircut in many, many weeks. I am far past needing a haircut. Thoughts? Any thoughts? I've been thinking I need a haircut. It's about time. This is the longest I've let it get in many, many months. But welcome. I'm glad you're here. We got Bloomburrow Trivia today. If you want to get in on Bloomburrow Trivia, win some dragon shields. That is a possibility. The code is right there. You can either go to that link or you can scan that QR code. Can I copy link address? Yeah, there you go. Chat, you can either click that link or you can scan the QR code here. Get in on some Bloomburrow Trivia. I want to test, sorry about that knowledge. I mean that noise there. I want to test your knowledge on Bloomburrow before we get into it today. I see people popping in. Look, this is what we're up for today. I threw it back. These are the sleeves from Dragon Shield that came out around Bloomburrow times. And so that's what you can win today. First and second. First place wins their choice. Second place gets the others. My favorite commander in Bloomburrow, NK28's gotta be this Bumbleflower. It is what it is. It's the one I've played the most. There she is. Sweet Miss Bumbleflower. Join the trivia, win some Dragon Shields, y'all. Look at Miss Bumbleflower in her little custom flower sleeve. Aww. Aww, Senora Margarita's so pretty. Bloomburrow Trivia's up. Shout out to the channel sponsor, Dragon Shield. Absolute best sleeves that you can get for your cards. If you join the Patreon, you can get yourself a free pack of Joel Magic Dragon Shields. Got a couple different options you can pick from if you join the Patreon at any level. But today, we're playing Bloomburrow Trivia for a pack of Bloomburrow-ish Dragon Shields. First and second both going to win today. Join! Tricky Ricky Rabbit. Tricky Ricky, welcome. Ricky said, Balin the Haymaker for me, dude. It's one of the most games of all my decks. Yeah, Balin is a popular one. Helga Skittish Seer, also popular. Today on the stream, we are going to take a look at Bloomburrow a year later. I want to take a look at the financial impact. I want to look at the most expensive and collectible cards, the most surprising cards that are worth a little money, best cards for your commander decks, and anything that's rising or falling. We'll take a look at movement in the set, see if anything's moving anymore, if it's kind of settled out. Look at the top commanders, look at who's been playing what. Talk about y'all's favorite commanders, so Ricky, Nails, make sure, NK, make sure y'all are here for that. Talk about some sleeper commanders, see if anybody's built any cool ones that people might consider under the radar. We got some deck lists. Manny, what's up? Good to see you. Then we got some deck lists from the community. I'm going to talk about my Bumbleflower deck. We're going to look at Dom's Balin deck from Garage the Gathering. One of the patrons sent me their... What's that bird? What's that bird that does the offspring? Join the trivia, y'all. That QR code right there or the link in chat. Boom. That QR code or the link in chat right there will enter you. Zinnia. Yeah, thank you, Buzz. David sent me their list for their Zinnia deck, so we'll take a peek at that one as well. And then we'll see where we're at after that. While people are hopping into trivia right there, win yourself some Dragon Shields today. Shout out to the channel sponsors. Card Conduit, the best place to sell your cards quickly and easily on the internet. Everybody's got stacks of cards sitting around, y'all. Everybody's got stacks of cards sitting around that they're not playing with, that are worth a little cash. If they're worth 50 cents or more, Card Conduit will buy them off you. You just send them the stack of cards, sorted or unsorted. You'll make more money if you sort them in advance. Send them over to Card Conduit. They'll buy list them for you and send you a check. They'll take a little cut for doing the work for you, but that's all you got to do. Send them the cards. They'll send you the check. That's how it goes. TCG Player, best place to buy your cards on the internet. Use my link before you check out over there. No extra cost to you, and it gives me a little kickback. Dragon Shields, that's what we're giving away today, and that's who are the official sleeves of Joel Magic. Perfect timing on the logo there. Swap to Moxfield. The only place to put your deck lists on the internet. I'm going to give you 30 seconds more to get into... I'm going to give you up to 60 seconds. Whenever the clock turns from 11:12 to 11:13, we're doing trivia. Make sure you're in. Win some Dragon Shields. First place, you get to pick. Second place, you get the other ones. Winners from last week. Yours will be in the mail with this run. I'm going to go to the mailbox tomorrow. I got a bunch of stuff to ship. So the 3 winners from last week. Congratulations again. They'll be along. I got 12 players in. Yeah, Keelan. Yours will be along. I got them packed up and ready to go to the mailbox. Check this out. Anybody get any cool pulls from Edge of Eternities? Oh, baby. Pretty sweet. Last chance to get into trivia there, chat. Win yourself some Dragon Shields courtesy of our sponsor, Dragon Shield. Today's stream is all about Bloomburrow. We're going to test your knowledge first here with a little 10-question trivia challenge. Contestants, look, speed matters on your answers. You want the correct answer because that's the only way you're going to get points at all. And you want to make sure each question you're getting at least a little point so you can stay in the game. But speed matters on your answer. You're going to get more points if you answer faster. I'm going to show you the question. And then when I go to the next slide, the answers will come up as options on your phone. Ping, you click them right there. Or your computer, or anybody's playing. There you go, Keelan. That's a good idea. Actually, it's funny. I only have it set up where I can ship one of these at a time. My entire shipping process for these boxes are one at a time. So you'll get 2 boxes from me if you win today. All right, chat, here we go. We're going to do some Bloomburrow trivia. Let's get into it. What is the most expensive card in Bloomburrow overall? Sorry, I'm going to fix some. There you go, right there. Most expensive card in Bloomburrow overall. Is it Raise Foil Bumbleflower, Raise Foil Fox Jace the Mind Sculptor, Furry Foil 3 Tree City, or Raise Foil Lumra? I'm trying to keep you on your toes here, chat. I better not see anybody answering it's the Furry Foil. But, you know, sometimes you got to throw in the treatment you wish that we had gotten. Answers Raised Foil Bumbleflower. Most expensive Bloomburrow card overall. Bumbleflower Bloomburrow. Come on. Shell Shade and Buzzy Wuzzy off to a quick start. Furry Foil, that's what I'm saying. What does the tongue test do on a Furry Foil? I don't know. I haven't gotten to experience it yet. Next question. Which Liliana Planeswalker card was reprinted with squirrel art? Was it Liliana of the Dark Realms, Liliana Dreadhorde General, Liliana Death's Majesty, or Liliana of the Veil? Liliana Death's Majesty, Joel said. My career in professional broadcasting is going well. There was a set within a set. Had some cards from the set in cute versions, alternate versions. Had Liliana of the Dark Realms reprinted as a squirrel. How we doing here? Shell Shade. Still on top. Zaitan 1985. Coming up in a second. And Headhunter right there. Buzzy Wuzzy, you missed that one. Next question. Here we go. Dragon Shield's on the line. Besides the base copy, and that includes your stamped like promo based copy. Besides the base copy, there were some unique art versions of 3 Tree City printed. How many of those unique art versions of 3 Tree City were printed? Was it 5, 4, 3, or 2? I believe in you, Buzz. You got this. These remain some of the most collectible cards in the set. As a hint, remember the theme of the basic lands. There were a lot of alternate basic lands. that had to do with the seasons. There were 4 of them. 4 different versions of Three Tree City besides that base copy were printed into the set, 1 for each season. Shellshade dominating. Madamus joining Zaitan up in second place. Buzzy Wuzzy staying in this. Headhunter and NK28. It's not over yet. We're not even halfway through. Ooh, Keelan, sorry. Tried to make that clear. Not even like the stamped promos. None of that either. Question 4. The raised foil of Lumra is $301.59. How much is a base non-foil copy of Lumra? Is it $14.14, $29.59, $19.93, or $35.07? Base copy, non-foil. I just want a copy of Lumra. How much is it going to cost me? The raised foil is $301. I'm never going to convince mom to give me that much money. Never going to happen. But I want a base copy. I do want a copy for my commander decks. Have to real-time convert CAD to USD. Nice. The answer is $14.14. Still a pretty expensive mythic, ain't it? For a base copy? Not bad a year later. Set that's still in print. Leaderboard, Madamus taking over first. Shellshade, you're falling behind. Buzzy Wuzzy taking it seriously now. Zaitan, you still got this. Lunar, Headhunter, NK28 also still in it. Remember, second place win sleeves as well. Stay focused, stay vigilant. First and second place are winning. Next question. Question 5, halfway home. What's the most expensive base copy of a new card from the commander decks? Meaning, the commander decks have, you know, like 10 to 20 new cards printed in them every time. The precons do. New to Magic altogether cards. Of the ones of those in the commander precons from Bloomburrow, what's the most expensive base copy? Not worried about foils or extendeds or anything that you can get in the collector booster. What I'm looking for basically is like, what do you think is the most impactful and thus has the highest price of the new cards from the commander precons of Bloomburrow? Is it Alchemist's Talent, Polywog Prodigy, Agate Instigator, or Perch Protection? Zach G, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, dude. Good morning. How's dadding going? Had a few really good cards in this set, but Polywog Prodigy has the most value out of the 4 most expensive cards. Hint, hint. Those 4 are the most expensive cards to come out of those sets. Madamus, Shellshade, Buzzy Wuzzy, first, second, and third. Lunar, Zaitan, Chimpy, Mike, coming up there. Oh yeah, dude. My boy's going out of 2s into 3s at the end of August, end of this month. It is already August, Jesus. Yeah, he's about to turn 3. We've gone through some phases, bro. Next question. Question 6. What's the most expensive reprint from the commander decks right now? The reprints in the commander decks. I'm not talking about the special showcase reprint cards that are technically in the commander set. I'm talking about what reprint that came in the precons is most expensive right now for its base copy. Not the raised foil stuff, not the showcase stuff. Most expensive reprint from the commander decks. Is it Helm of the Host, Swarmyard, Skull Clamp, or Saw in Half? Manny, hell yeah, I'm doing Atlanta Magicon. Atlanta Magicon is going to be dope. I've got a meet and greet. I believe my meet and greet is Saturday. I need to double check that. Need to start announcing that. That's like 2 months away, yeah? Month and some change, a month and a half. Most expensive reprint was Helm of the Host, or is Helm of the Host. These decks had Helm of the Host in them. Zinnia loved 1/1 copies. Shellshade, Madamus, Lunar. Buzz, you're throwing. Keelan coming up. Ed, Nettie, and Zaitan. 4 questions left to grab points, chat. You got this. I believe in you. I believe in you. Next question. Which of these planeswalkers did not receive an Imagined Critters treatment? We've talked about Liliana. We've talked about some others. Which of these planeswalkers did not appear as an Imagined Critters? Teferi, Time Raveler, Karn the Great Creator, Nissa Who Shakes the World, or Ugin the Ineffable? 3 of these planeswalkers had critter treatments. 1 of them did not. Which one was it? Your answers now. 10 seconds left. It was Ugin the Ineffable. Ugin got a cute version in Tarkir Dragonstorm. Ugin didn't get a cute version in Bloomburrow. Shellshade, dominating. Lunar, Madamus, Buzzy Wuzzy, Keelan, all fighting over second right now. Mike, Ed, and Nettie, y'all can do this. Y'all can do... It was a cute version of Ugin, Buzz. Not a nightmarish little demon child thing. All right, Shellshade, can anybody unseat you? Can you keep up the run? Next question. Question 8. What's the current price of a Bloomburrow Collector's Box TCG low? Is it $870.16, $540.67, $650.20, $656.20, or $739.86? Essentially, do you think Bloomburrow Collector boxes are sitting around $550, $650, $750, or $850? Your answers. Speed matters, but you want to be correct, chat. The answer is $739.86, chat. $739.86 is how much a Bloomburrow collector box is. I just started a new poll. If you're hanging out in chat right now, do you have a Bloomburrow collector booster sealed? With just a reminder that those are worth $739. Curious if anybody's sitting on one. Who got that one? Shellshade, still up on top. Madamus, strong second contender, but Lunar and Keelan and Buzzy Wuzzy could still catch you. Headhunter, Mike Oxtini. Good luck and God bless. That's all I'll say. Zach G, it might be a good time to sell it. It has certainly just been going up, up, up. We'll look at prices of them later in the stream and you can determine whether or not you want to sell right now. Next question. Question 9. Which of these Bloomburrow cards is in the most deck lists online? Meaning, which of these cards is the highest rated EDH rec card? Which of these Bloomburrow cards is in the most deck lists online? Is it Innkeeper's Talent, Dawn's Truce, Patchwork Banner, or Three Tree City? Your answers. Innkeeper's Talent, you'll remember's +1 counters. Dawn's Truce, you'll remember sort of a 2-mana, modalish, heroic intervention-ish kind of card. Patchwork Ban is a 3-mana mana rock for Kindred decks, and Three Tree City's a Gaia's Cradle for Kindred. The answer's Three Tree City. This card is going into all the Kindred decks. More people building this into their decks than Patchwork Banner. Shell Shade, I think you've got this locked up. As long as you don't trip and fall at the finish line. Madamus and Buzzy Wuzzy. It's going to be a tight finish for you two. Lunar could still take this, and I think Keelan has a chance. Headhunter, Ed, and Eddie. Thanks for playing. Good luck. God bless. Last question. Here we go, Buzz, Matt. It's the showdown. Dun, 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 dun. Next question. Final question. Which of these Bloomburrow commanders is the most built online, meaning has the most deck lists online? Is it Balin the Haymaker, Yegra Eater of All, Glarb Calamity's Augur, or Helga Skittish Seer? Your answers now. We're getting a winner right here, chat, whether you're ready or not. Oh no! Buzz! Throwing, tripping at the finish line, falling on his face. Oh no! The answer is, of course, Balin the Haymaker, most popular Bloomburrow commander by a mile. Let's look at our winners. Shell Shade, congratulations with Lunar! Coming up at the last second to yoink the win away for that second place, and Keelan very nearly placing 2 in a row. Holy moly. Shell Shade, congratulations. Lunar, congratulations to you as well. Look, message me on... I want this to be quiet. Message me on Discord, chat. Shell Shade and Lunar. Message me on Discord. Shell Shade, are you in chat actually right now? Can you just tell me if you want the Wolf Dragon or the Burn Bug? Burn Bug, Wolf Dragon. If you weren't able to tell. Burn Bug, Wolf Dragon. Burn Bug, Wolf Dragon. Shell Shade, tell me which one you want. Burn Bug, got it. Lunar, you got the Wolf Dragons coming to you. Message me on Discord, y'all. Send me your US mailing address and I'll get these out to you in the next mail run. Who's sitting on product? 91% of you do not have CLBs sealed that you're sitting on right now. BLB CLBs worth $739.86. Quite a sealed thing to be sitting on, honestly. Let me get this right. No serialized, that's right. August, huh? It is quite wild. And it's wild looking at some of the singles prices too. But we'll take a peek at that. GG on trivia today, y'all. Shell Shade, Lunar, Keelan. Good job. Matt, Buzz, right there. I see you also, Ed, and Eddie, Headhunter, NK28, Mike, and Big Tuba. Big Tuba! Let's place Bloomburrow in context. Matt said, to be fair, I was waiting on Arabian Nights trivia. One day, buddy. Ice Age trivia comes through, you're going to be like, whoo, buddy. Everybody take a step back. This one's all me. Zach, what seal have you been selling? Let's put Bloomburrow in context of where we were last year, chat. Last year, in August, we had been with Assassin's Creed for a month. We had been with Modern Horizons 3 for 2 months. So we're 2 months off of Modern Horizons 3. We're 1 month off of Assassin's Creed and Bloomburrow hits. A year and 3 days ago. It was quite a year. We were coming off of Murders at Karlov Manor being very lacklusterly received. I think this set has aged probably the best out of all the sets last year. But then we go into Thunder Junction. I think generally this was positive. I think people overall still had a more than 30% negative opinion of Outlaws. Modern Horizons 3 at the time was sick. People loved it. Energy crushed the format, but, you know, what can you do? And then we get to Bloomburrow. Bloomburrow brought us 4 commander decks with Bellow, Bard of the Brambles, Hazel of the Root Bloom, Miss Bumbleflower, and Zinnia. Most impactful Bloomburrow commander of precons. Do you think it was Bellow? Do you think it was Hazel? Do you think it was Bumbleflower? Do you think it was Zinnia? And your mileage is going to vary on this one because I think this is going to be like, which one do you play against the most? But I think to a slight degree, you know, commanders like Bumbleflower. Commanders like Bumbleflower and commanders like Bellow sort of changed the format a little bit. As much as any one card can change commander format, which is like not much, but did some different stuff. Surprisingly, Hazel of the Root Bloom didn't have as much impact in K28. I haven't seen nearly as much Hazel decks. I've seen a good number of Zinnia decks, but mostly I've seen Bumble and Bellow decks. The problem with Bellow for me, Bumbleflower's fairly straightforward, but you can take it in a few different directions. Because basically it's just providing you a ton of counters and a ton of cards. So you can do a couple different things with it. You can be kind of rote with it like my build, or you can go crazy. Bellow, is there like one way to build this deck? Has anybody ever seen a creative take on Bellow that's not just, I'm going to run the best mana value 4 or greater equipments or auras, I guess. I mean, equipments or enchantments. No, non-equipments. Artifacts or enchantments. Mana value 4 or greater that aren't auras or equipments. You're going to run the best ones of those. I personally have never built Bellow, so I haven't explored it a ton outside of upgrading it that set a year ago. But pretty much across the board, people are saying Bumbleflower and Bella, poor Hazel. Hazel not getting a single vote, but that's okay. Hazel's still very pretty. Cool outfit. Bellow vehicles, okay. I can see that. It becomes a creature, so it gets all the benefits of being a creature, you know, for its abilities. So those 4 decks and their 4 lieutenant commanders, I have never played against any of these as the main commander. Does anybody have an Arthur Marigold Knight, a Mr. Foxglove, an Odd Acorn Gang, or a Wild Seer Scouring Maw deck? Enchantment spells you cast from your hand have Cascade. Seems pretty crazy. I've just never built it or played against it. You almost built Wildseer. Arthur's kind of like a Jeskai version of Winota-ish. Odd Acorn, Menace, Trample, Reach, 5/5 squirrels you control have. Target squirrel gets +2/+2, gains Trample until end of turn. Seems narrow. Headhunter, you got a Foxglove deck? Nice. We did a deck tech of that one back in the day. Do hear the unfortunate meme about Zinnia and Sonic in my LG. Oh, isn't that the pregnant Sonic thing? I don't know what that meme is all about, but I have seen it going around. Foxglove is cool. Is Foxglove in my current build of Bumbleflower? Follow me over on Moxfield, y'all. Current commander roster. Bumble's Biscuits. I can't remember if I'm still... Oh, no, I'm definitely not. Now I remember. I did an update on it with Final Fantasy cards. Put Lulu, Riku. Actually, Final Fantasy really injected Bumbleflower with a lot of new cards. Owaka, Alice, and Alphinaud, Lulu, Maester Seymour, Riku, Chocobo Knights, Kimahari, Rosa. Bro, like so many cards. Waka, Yuna, Tidus. So many new cards from Final Fantasy. Observe Stasis. Trying that out in there. Count, what's up? Good to see you. Unironically, Flubs is the one I've seen played the most. That deck just seems like... Yeah, Elmo, I'm telling you. Final Fantasy really did a number on my Bumbleflower deck. It's all +1 counter strategy. And card draw strategy. Like I said, the line of my Bumbleflower deck is just very... powerful, straightforward. Win with a giggling Skitter Spike. You know what I'm saying? Dump counters on stuff. Sort of the sub-theme in mine is that I run the Pillowfort stuff. Ghostly Prison, Propaganda. Windborn Muse. Baird. I've got all of those effects. Teferi's Protection. Dawn's Truce. Perch Protection. I'm very pesky to kill with this deck. Anyway, Mr. Foxglove not in my Bumbleflower deck anymore. You have a Flubs Slime Against Humanity deck? There's a few people who built Slime Against Humanity decks out of Bumbleflower decks. I mean, out of Bloomburrow decks. Bloomburrow and Bumbleflower. I'm going to mess that up for the rest of the stream. Just like, bear with me. I believe you. I believe in me. I believe in you. Okay, that's cool. So just because I haven't seen these Lieutenant Commanders doesn't mean people aren't playing them. That's pretty sweet. Wildseer is the most interesting to me out of these. And then main set. $25 new commanders. Set provided us Balin the Haymaker. Lots of people playing that. Call it out if you have one of these decks, especially if you think it's like a sleeper. I've played against a Phineas deck. Actually, the most recent episode of Garage the Gathering. Julian plays Phineas Ace Archer. Plays the Rabbits deck. I've seen lots of people with a Glarb deck. I've seen lots of people with a Helga deck. Infamous Cruel Claw I've seen a lot of play. Not necessarily a lot out of the command zone, but I've got this in the 99. This is in Dahada for me. Yigra and Glarb. King and Rook in this set. Both are in my main deck. Helga deck with Karuga as companion. Oh, hell yeah, dude. So just not a single permanent under 4. Under 3? What is it? What is the Karuga limitation? Do they match up there? Creature Storm? That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's Feathers Night. It's good. It's just so brutal. 3 or more? 3 or more. Not a single card. It's not just permanents. All right, Joel, let's just look up her Karuga. Can't pull it from memory. Your starting deck contains only cards that convert a mana cost 3 or greater in lands. Wow. So you just... Oh, man, that makes me so antsy. Literally never playing anything turn 1 or 2. Does it win, Andres? I've also played against a pretty sick Yigra Eater of All Way deck. Oh, you can use split cards to get around it. Okay, that's cool. Be right back, chat. Andres, I gotta see a deck list. Can you drop the deck list in general of the Discord? I want to see it. That's cool though. Using split cards to get around it. I've never built a Karuga deck, so I've never looked into it or thought about it. That's cool. Sounds like you need to get in the Discord, pal. Hey, if you want to join our Discord, Discord's right there. Hop in with the community, chat with us about Magic the Gathering things. So then, we had some Commander impact. There's definitely some 99 impact as well. Let's look at the financial impact. TCG low right now, $739.86 for a box of this. And I mean, we're talking 50% over the last 3 months, 187% up over the last year. You could have bought these for $227 August of last year. By January, they were $300. And then from January to August, they've gone up to $739. Kind of ridiculous where these are sitting right now. This set is popular. Very popular. Especially when you consider looking at some of these cards, the tallest hit. Oh, we got to add Bloomburrow Commander in here, because the singles from that are where the hits are. Miss Bumbleflower, raise foil, 610. What's our low? 584 for an LP copy. WPN store. 620. TOA Magic selling it for 620. That's like maximum trust there. Andres, you can just drop it in general since I'm asking for it. Magic General. I'm in there right now. I'll pull it up and we'll look at your Karuga companion of Helga. This is maximum trust. TOA. Like, I would spend this 620 knowing that I'm 100% getting the card. You could, they're at every con too. You could even go and pick it up on site if you didn't want to worry about shipping a $700 card, $600 card. Andres, I got you. Thank you. Let's pivot real quick back to Helga. This is Andres in chat. Got a little primer. Budget, Helga Karuga. Draw spell, gameplay. Okay, cool. No game changers. No tutors. Nothing 3 or greater. Oh, everything's 3 or greater. So you got stuff like Appeal. Target creature gets trample +X, where X is the number of creatures you control, and it's like a creature stormy deck, right? You're running 50 creatures? I thought I was addicted to creatures. Dude. My most creatures in a deck right here. This is the most creaturey deck I have. Holy crap, Andres. Lordy. What the heck is this thing? What is that? Oh, no, I mean, I guess, yeah, you're right. This is a 3. Keelan. Appeal to authority. Failure to comply. Okay, here we go. So here's some of the many mostly creatures deck. Oh, Andres, you and I are kindred spirits. I am an attacking fool. I'm assuming they don't, because prepare to fight is legal in here. Umori. Oh, wow. You like companions too, huh? $32, $36 with your MDFCs. Man, 50 creatures. That's nuts. Andres, thank you for sharing this. Your primer said something about glaring flesh record. Let me read this. Weakens opponent enough so that 5, 6, 7 power Eldrazi's can kill. Yeah, because you're trying to slam out Eldrazi's. Because Helga's going to add X of any color where X is her power. And whenever a mana value for a creature, you draw a card, gain a life, put a counter on Helga. And then this is just a full-on draw spell. Untap Helga, get to use her again. Same with some of these other tap to activate things. Man, Frilled Mystic, Mystic Snake. 2015 like 2008 Joel, and like what was this, like this is more like 2020, right? 2020 Joel hates you. This is the kind of stuff that you got to be looking for, right? Split card CMC is the total. Yeah. This is more of what I was thinking. I was like, damn, what are we never gonna ramp on turn 2? All right, we got some options. That's pretty cool. Especially if you start powering this up. Self-admittedly, budget, straightforward gameplay version here. Spell 5 or greater. Wow, man. Yeah, it's just so crazy to be playing this kind of deck to me and just not have a ton of ramp spells or a ton of mana rocks, because you can't. All the best ones are not allowed. Andres, thank you for sharing that. Appreciate you. So your most expensive card in the set is Miss Bumbleflower Borderless Raised Foil. Trusted seller TOA is going to sell it to you for $620 straight up. And Madamus, I agree with you. Top notch. TOA is primo store online. Really great at like purchase. Like I said, they're at every con, so you can purchase and pick up there. Chakram Retriever, best card in the deck. Hang on. You cast a spell during your turn, untap target creature. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. This is how you storm off hard, huh? Retriever's just letting you untap, Add more, add more, add more, because you're pumping up Helga's power. Oh, yeah. Pretty strong. Pretty strong. So the question becomes, what is propping up? I mean, you've got a 610 card. You've got a 459. What's our TCG low on our second most expensive? 430 near mint. Top tier, 458. This is where I would go, I think. Near mint foil, shipping included. Top tier board games. So, with the price of this collector box right now, y'all, it's not... you can't even cover it with one card. How often is that the case? Let's look at... let's look at Foundations. We're about a year out of Foundations. Yeah, see, you got 3 cards that are over the market price of the collector box. But here, you notice the collector box is more expensive than any single card. That is strange. Yeah, but look, even chat with Final Fantasy. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards. God, these boxes are up to $14.50. People are selling the empty boxes for $25. Final Fantasy did a number on this game, huh? Japanese $9.95, Japanese $9.97, MVP $14.48, Pine Bluff. I don't recognize it. These would be fine. That's just nuts to me. I mean, you look at the available cards. Yeah, this one, again, this one makes sense to me because you can pull the Serial Chocobo. You can pull one of the Neon Chocobos or the borderless Japanese black one. And so you could cover the price of the box off one card. Okay, Foundations, we determined, has multiple cards over the cost of the box. 3 over the cost of the box. What else? Let's look at Duskmourn. Duskmourn, no cards over the cost of the box. $328 on a collector box. Japanese language. Here, Orange Magic Games, $375. Last save point, $376. Your most expensive hit is $240. And that's the Showcase Fracture Foil Enduring. Overlord is $174 under that and falling. It's up over the year, but over the last 3 months, it's falling. What about this one? Is this falling over? No, this one's gained a little value. Yeah, it looks good over the year. Ugh, I feel like this stuff is just... I mean, that third most expensive one is falling over the last quarter. Fourth most expensive hit. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so Duskmourn collector boxes, overpriced if you're looking at them that way. Assassin's Creed. That was the other set right around here. Yep, you got serialized in Assassin's Creed. $344 for the collectors there. And these packs were different, right? Fallout. Oh man, Fallout's going to be a good one where it feels upside down, huh? Where there's not a single card that you can pull that'll Well, I guess you've got this. No, yeah, look. Even the serialized bobbleheads are half the price of the collector booster box. It's up 13% over the last quarter. What is happening with these collector booster prices? Anyway, we're talking about Bloomburrow in this one. I just wanted to see how often the collector product was upside down. And I'm not really referring to that the right way, but just that's how I'm kind of shorthanding. Are there any cards that you can pull in that will justify the crazy price by just covering the whole box, even if it's a, 0.05% pull? Yeah, Janka, and that's very clear, right? Mostly, Keelan, it seems like sealed collector products are going up. Somebody just brought up Spider-Man. Let's see how it's doing. Sold out. Up 70% over the last quarter. Japanese 700. King's Games. WPN store. 100%. 50,000 plus sales. 886. And we don't have confirmation yet whether or not that Soulstone's going to be serialized at all, right? One way or the other. At least not that I've seen. They'll be able to have, I don't think they'll overprint it yet. I think that they will have had a little bit more time to adjust because they sort of panic adjusted the Final Fantasy print run. They didn't do enough of that to early demand. And so if you remember, they sort of pivoted off of Tarkir for a second. And there was a little bit of a shortage of that while they were trying to get more Final Fantasy made. Easily Swayed, what's up? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good lunch. So Bloomburrow collectors, for no reason other than they're Bloomburrow, and people loved Bloomburrow, absolutely popping off. Cheapest one you're going to get $740 right now. And I'd have to look at some of these stores. Some like 21 sales, 55 sales. I ain't saying there's anything wrong with these people, but we would check. You know what I'm saying? Keelan, I don't know what do you mean holiday boxes? Are you talking like a second set like Lord of the Rings had? Because I don't know that that's confirmed for any set this year. It's kind of funny. I heard everybody always talking about it around Final Fantasy, but I was like, did somebody just make this up? Marcus, you waited a long time on Rotten Mouth Vipers and you were definitely rewarded. Let's see, base copies down to $4.30. Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, look at that. Over 56% down. This is one I've seen on my charts a lot. Just coasting down the prices to new all-time lows all the time. Bloomburrow doesn't rotate. Rotation 2025 MTG. So this set rotates Bloomburrow. Bloomburrow's not going to rotate until 2027? Is that right? Fall 26. Holy moly. Wow. Okay, so Bloomburrow's going to be around for a while. Rotation goes hard nowadays. Your most expensive single. Let's go to just cards. Bloomburrow. Also need to throw the commander stuff in there. Boom. Because that will count our Bumbleflower, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Borderless Raised Foil, Chatterfang, and Bellow. Interesting to me that the most expensive card is the most playable commander. The second most expensive card is just like nostalgia bait. Jace the Mind Sculptor, Borderless. Like, nobody plays that anymore. It's just nostalgia bait. What's TCG low on this? 430? 92% or 99.2% with 4,000 sales. We'd go here, 450. LP. Maybe we go up here, 450, and we just guarantee we're going to get a good, nice copy. Nice, Jank. That's what I'm talking about. Garage, good to see you. Hey, Garage, I was just talking about we played against, not a Balin deck, but a, what do you call it? Phineas. Y'all go check out Garage The Gathering. That's mine and Dom's live Commander gameplay channel. Just posted a new episode. Got a new episode coming out in the next couple of days as well. Our buddy Julian played Phineas. Oh yeah, dude. With Gaia's on the field. When the rabbit deck gets a Gaia's Cradle on the field, you know things are not going well for you personally. For the rabbit deck, they're going great. For you, not as good. So I'll tell you, I don't think I would have called that Jace the Mind Sculptor was going to be the most expensive one here. Actually, trying to look backwards, it's hard to tell, right? Because we didn't know the strength of Bumbleflower at the time. I think everybody was calling Balin the most powerful commander in the set. And that might still be a true statement, but Bumbleflower has had more impact. Balin's been built, though. Balin's been built more, though, I think. We'll look at the most built stuff here in a little while. I would have thought that Chatterfang was going to be up there for sure. Because that's going to be the de facto commander for squirrels until a 2-mana one that's more powerful is printed, which is like, why would you do that? That's a good point. Garage the Gathering said Bumbleflower's a commander you can be passive with. Balin requires you to push forward. Not everyone likes being aggro. It's kind of funny, Garage. Typically, I'm the more aggressive, proactive player, and you're the more passive, respond and conquer player. But with our Bumbleflower commanders, with our Bloomburrow commanders, we went the opposite. Because I have Bumbleflower and you have Balin. And I play mine completely passively. Dude, I play mine like so ghostly prisoned up. I gotta tell you my anecdote about these raised foils. I had an offer to buy a Lumra raised foil at 160. And I told the seller, I really don't want to go higher than 140 on this. The sale didn't go through. I regret not making that purchase so much. Because I built this deck. I played Lumra for a while. At this point, I have taken Lumra apart. Blessed be Lumra. But that new Jund commander from Edge of Eternities, the World Seed, that's going to be my Graveyard's Lands deck for a while. But yeah, I was like, yo, can I buy that off you for 140? And they were like, lowest I'm going to do is 160. And I hardballed them. Missed the sale. Now this one's up over $300. Now this is probably a card I'll never own. Hooray! These are holding a good price, though. Jank, you've opened a lot of Bloomburrow collectors. You passed on Chatterfang at 180? Yeah, dude. I feel like... Bro, count. I am silly. It just... Ugh. Ugh. Nowadays, I would have been like a special 1% card for 150 or less. I'm in. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Under $200 for one of these 1% cards of a very playable card. I'm in. But Bloomburrow, I mean, we were still transitioning mentally this year. I didn't crack any of these. Anyway, Jank, to finish that question, how often did you see raised foil? You only opened one raised foil, right? And that was Bello? I'm curious if a box can put out two of these. Because I just can't justify these prices. The price of the collector boxes is just insane. No, yeah. No, one wasn't even guaranteed. I'm just curious if anybody ever saw two in a box. $739. Really $800. And there is not a lot available. 25 boxes total online right now. That ain't a lot. Over the last 3 months, only 200 boxes have been sold. Yeah, 360. I mean, I'm with Keelan. Lorwyn is coming up. I would assume the next Marvel set they're not going to, I'm going to say, screw around with, and they're going to pull out all the stops like they did Final Fantasy. I mean, at some point, you know we're going to get that mammoth Marvel set. Avengers. X-Men. That's going to happen. And it's going to outdo Final Fantasy. It's not going to be Spider-Man. Spider-Man, they have just... There's too many weird things around Spider-Man. And I think it's probably, like people have been saying, I think it's probably a restructured, like, Assassin's Creed style Aftermath set, I think is what they called those. I think they restructured it as much as they possibly could before they had to, you know, set lock and go to print. But you know there's going to be a Marvel tentpole one. You know there's going to be a Marvel whale set. Yeah, Keelan, that's one of the questions. We'll talk about Infinity Stones. I want to talk about some of the current events at the end of the stream. We'll keep it focused on Bloomburrow right now. I won't get too far into it, but bring Infinity Stones back up because, yeah, we got to talk about where are they going to hit and how many sets they're going to do and all that kind of stuff. I can't find, besides like people love it and collector product sealed is on fire right now. There is no card justification for these packs to be this expensive. But with Final Fantasy collector boxes at 1,500 sort of pulling the entire collector market into a higher echelon, who knows? Few people have asked how soon we're going to go back. I would assume within the next 2 years, 3 years. This is one where, depending on what their internal timelines are, on seeing how well a set does into, let's go back. I would assume it's going to be as soon as possible. Number 1, Bloomburrow was beloved. Number 2, lots of opportunity for collector style treatments. Imagine Critters. People love that shit. Number 3, they've just been straight up being like, yo, we want to appeal to more of a female demographic. One of our big goals over the next couple years is figuring out how to appeal more to the female demographic. Cute little animals? That might do it. I don't know. So I would assume soon. Andres, I bet we never go back to New Capenna. I would put money on never New Capenna. Kirknall! If they do Paw Patrol, I will buy it. My kid, I need them to do Paw Patrol in the next, year. I need them to do Paw Patrol in the next year while my kid still loves it. That's a little young, though. I don't know that they would ever skew that young. I just don't think we're ever going back to New Capenna. It's too tough. It's too tough in the political climate to do stories about corrupt cops and crime and institutional oppression. And that's sort of like the storylines of New Capenna, right? I mean, maybe focus it all on the crime families. I don't know. They proved that they weren't willing to go there the first time around, so... Oh yeah, I definitely think Bloomburrow's gonna happen again. Bloomburrow crushed. Bloomburrow absolutely crushed. Yeah, there you go, Count. That makes sense. Keep Bloomburrow in standard. I could see that. Brad, what's up? You gotta go get some cleats for Alex? Okay. Well, tell Alex good luck. Hit hard. Let's look at our singles pricing. That you can pull from a regular pack. Most expensive cards you can pull from a play pack are your 3 tree cities in your 4 different treatments. We talked about these during trivia, but you've got your fall, winter, summer, spring variants of 3 tree city. Garage said, told Pastry Time we should do a 2-headed giant where Phineas and Bumble are on the same team. Okay. If you want to do that, let's do it. No. It's going to be Bumble. It's going to be Phineas. It's going to be Balin. Who's the 4th rabbit? Oh, we got options. Balthier and Fran. Preston, Quain. We got options. Yeah, Quain. Yeah. Itinerant Meddler. All Bunny Pod. I could get behind that. We can invite Billy back. You can convince Billy to build a Quain Itinerant Meddler deck. Quain is a great commander to run 17 lands in it, because you can just play it for 2 and draw cards so you draw your mana. Work perfect for her. Most expensive card in a play pack. 3 Tree City Borderless. Then you've got your 2 versions of Lumra. Then your base copy of 3 Tree City. This is your most expensive base copy card in the entire set. $19. Look at the spread on these cards. So these are the play pack cards. Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 down. 14 down, we're at $11.34. All right. Let's compare that to some other sets around the same time. Duskmorn, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. $12.99. So the spread of the top 14 cards that you can open In a play pack? No, these are extended art. That's not a play pack, is it? Can't open extendeds in a play pack. Something's wrong with the list here. So it's a little off. About the same number. We go down here to Flood Farm. Especially with these borderlesses in here. Something's wrong with this one. This isn't just play packs. Let's just look at overall. That'll help us compare sets a little bit better. 240. God, you've got fractured foils in Bloomburrow. Some of these just don't even have foil market prices, huh? 125. Rao, Beza. Yeah, something's off on the sort on this one, chat. It's hard to compare. It's not showing us all of them, right? It's only showing us... We're on page 1, right? Yeah. I was trying to get a sense of where the spread fell. The boxes being so expensive is just so crazy to me when you start looking at the cards that you can actually pull in here. Because you're just not seeing that many hits that are crossing the border, so to speak. And you're mostly sitting under that like $200 mark. With your best hits here. Dustmorn, looking at Modern Horizons 3. The serial numbers are in there, so... With Modern Horizons 3... Horizons 3, Collector... $529. You can get serialized Eldrazi in these. And they are less expensive. That's just nuts to me. Nuts to me. Bloomburrow special guests. Let's look at these 10. I mean, Bloomburrow's gonna get more sets. It's sold like crazy. Sold like absolute crazy. Let's see if we can pull out just special guests here. Bloomburrow. Oh, it's because I'm doing boom. Yeah, they're just not broken out by set, are they? Yeah, we'd have to go in here and find a filter that would work that out, but here were the ones that we did get. Looking at USD on these, Sword of Fire and Ice and Sylvan Tutor's your most expensive. Foil on this one is going to run you 52 LP. Let's see what our actual low is. Yeah, Quan, I mean, that's where it starts to fall, right? When you've got a $739 box and your foil hits are, you know, there's like 6 over $200. And you got cards like this just living down here in Bargain City. $21 for a market foil of Maha. It's Feathers Knight borderless. 27 here. EV is $6.99 on a box. Wow, yeah. Expected market is $6.99. So yeah, it's close. It's just crazy to me too, because I mean, you can get the Modern Horizons 3 has your serialized Eldrazi in it. Has, you know, huge playables, fetches, retros of said fetches. The set did really well. Look at Foundations. Foil price here. Your mana foil of Sire of Seven Deaths, most expensive. You're going to have fractured foils above all these, though. Doubling Season Fracture Foil, I think is what we saw was the most expensive card in that set. Llanowar Elves Fractured Foil. Most expensive. And it's only going to cost you $430. I just don't know how much this can keep going up. That's nuts. Bloomburrow has done very well. This set will absolutely be revisited. Let's look at our popular commanders. Bloomburrow Edition. Balin. 18,000 decks. No, Nick, I agree. I agree. Balin, Yegra, Glarb. Does that shock anybody? Not particularly close either. 10,000. 3,000 more decks, roughly. 2,500 more decks between Helga and Glarb. Balin just crushing, though. 5,000 more decks of Balin. Do they ever stop printing cards for Balin decks? Exalted Sunborn, if one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead, and it's got Warp. Renmaro, what's up? Good to see you. Are there any good lands in the set? Quan, you talking about... Talking about Scryfall? I mean, talking about Bloomburrow? Yes. Obviously, Three Tree City. It's the most played card. It's the most expensive card across the board. In its alternate treatments. Mike, Balin seems fun. Yeah, Balin seems fun. Balin says tap 2 untapped tokens you control. Any 2 tokens. They don't even need haste if they're creatures. Because Balin is tapping them via his ability. Tap 2 untapped tokens you control, add a mana of any color. Tap 3 untapped tokens you control, draw a card. Tap 4 untapped tokens you control, put 3+1 counters on it. And it gets trample. DJ Zam said Yigger makes me want to vomit when I see it in the command zone. I played against a Yigger deck on Garage the Gathering, actually. Go check out Garage the Gathering. Do I still have that in my... Is that still Garage the Gathering? I'm spamming a link. I don't know what it is. Go subscribe to Garage the Gathering. I've played against a Yigger deck on that channel and a couple of times else, and honestly, it's been fine. It either just evolves into a really long board wipey game, or they don't do anything, right? Yeah, the rare land cycle was Fabled Passage, Fountain Port, and Three Tree City. Rare land cycle. The rare lands in Bloomburrow were Fabled, Fountain Port, and Three Tree City. All good pickups. You know, token decks mostly for Fountain Port, Kindred decks mostly for Three Tree City. Fabled Passage is good pretty much wherever you want to play it, as long as it's 2 or more colors in your deck, I would say. Oh, Balin also got Evendo, Waking Haven from Edge of Eternities, which is the mythic I'm not a Gaia's Cradle, Gaia's Cradle. But yeah, you're playing Impact Trimmers. You're playing Kadira, Caller of the Small. Whenever Kadira deals combat damage for each token you control, create a 1/1. For each token you control, create a token that's a copy of that permanent. Jacked Rabbit. You want to talk about a strong card from Bloomburrow. Sorry, it does squeak a little bit. I need to get some WD-40 on it. Crank in the 90s said, you open 3 Bloomburrow collectors, you got a raised in each box? Well, those boxes have been pretty good to you. Although, I think the price of 3 boxes, and I'm not shitting on you opening them, I'm just, in my head, I'm like, I think the price of 3 boxes sealed right now is worth more than those 3 singles. But you also got a lot of other cards anyway. Jacked Rabbit, talking about a good tokens creature, y'all. Ravenous, 1/2. That every time it attacks, you're creating a number of 1/1s equal to its power. So you can just play this as a 2-mana creature and then grow its power and start attacking. Jacked Rabbit's great. And then you're running stuff like Doubling Season, Parallel Lives. Yeah. Balin is strong. I need WD-40 to jack my rabbit. What'd you say? What did he say? What did he say? Bloomburrow also gave us Yegra, Aether of All. What new cards have we gotten for Yegra? If one or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus a 1/1 frog are created instead. Green spells, Midgar. In the Yegra deck, you're running cards like Experimental Confectioner, because when it enters, you're creating a food, and whenever you sack a food, you create a 1/1 creature token. Guess what? That's also a food. Because all your creatures are food. Camellia says whenever you sacrifice 1 or more foods, create a 1/1. You see what it's trying to do, chat. It's trying to do foods. He's hungry. Yeah, Yegra didn't get a ton of love from EOE. Which is crazy because token decks, especially in green, constantly get love from every set. They just get crapped on. Glarb. Death Touching, 2/4 for 3. Look at the top card of your library at any time. You can play lands and cast spells of mana value 4 or greater from the top of your library, and you can tap it to Surveil 2, which is look at the top 2 cards of your library, put them into your graveyard, or leave them on top. Yeah? Ice Till Explorer, additional lands. Mana value 4 or greater. Glarb's just a value engine, huh? There's just a ton of ways you can build this. Additional lands, additional lands. Looks like people really like that. Yeah, exploration, Get Rog Monster. Enhanced surveillance for the surveil side of it. Anybody got a Glarb build? I'd be interested if anybody's got, or like what your take was on it, because it's such a, just a value out of the command zone engine. Wick the World Mind is a card that I've consistently been looking at. Never built, but it's interesting. Glarb Reanimate, that makes sense. Using it as a graveyard filler. That's how I use Rona in my blue-black Reanimator. Phyrexian Reanimator. Clones, yeah, I could see that at the top of a clones deck. Nearly all of the clones are in blue too, huh? Wick says, when it or another rat you control enters, create a 1/1 snail if you don't control a snail. Otherwise, put a +1 counter on your snail. That's what I want to do this weekend, is put a +1 counter on my snail. A blue, a black, and a red. Sack a snail. Wick deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to each opponent, then draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power. It's a lot of hoops for snails and rats. But I'm seeing multiple people be like, yo dog, Wick is cracked. What are we running? Are we running snails or are we running rats? Do we grow our snail? Yeah, it looks like we're running rats, huh? Lord Skitter, Vren, Song of Totentans. Karumanix the Rat King. All rats. I'm not seeing a single spell that's like, hehehe, look at my big creature is now a rat. None of this changeling stuff, eh? Tainted Strike on the snail. No, Tainted Strike on Wick. Ooh. When it or another rat you control. And so that's rat tokens too, right? Because the way that's worded, that's counting each individual rat that's entering. Whenever Wick or another rat you control enters, create a 1/1 or put a +1 counter on it. So every single rat that goes tick, 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 is going to stack that effect, yeah? That's cool. So a card like Totentans is potentially biggity bonkers. Rats and snails. All right, I'm sold on this if there are tokens for it. If there are dedicated tokens, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Let's go. If there was no snail token, I was going to completely put this commander on restriction. This commander was going to be grounded. Oh, there's even an alternate that looks cool. All right, hang on, chat. Seems pretty straightforward, but seems pretty fun. Anybody got a Moxfield deck list that they're super proud of for Wick? I would love to kind of mess around with that here after we wrap out. And then Helga. We've seen the Helga. Another Vren. Another rat controller. Commander. Yeah, Kirk. Wick is Grixis. That's why it always tickles my brain folds. Because it's one of those commanders that looks like it's one color, but it's actually three. Teehee. Teehee. I'm a three color commander. Teehee. That's what Wick says. Tickles my folds. Honestly, I thought more people were going to build Bria Riptide Rogue. Other creatures you control have prowess. I'll tell you where that goes hard is my this one. Oh baby. Elsha Threefold Master. This has been one of my big recent decks. I don't have a copy, so it's not in here, but I need one because that in all my creatures have prowess. So all my... Is one of my decks called Poop and Glitter? Possibly. Oh yeah, Poop and Glitter. Because Elevair poops out Virtuous Roll tokens, which is enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. So it's kind of like all the glitters. So I call the deck Poop and Glitter. Where's all the glitters? There it is. If you're not having fun with your deck names, what are you doing? But yeah, Bria goes super hard in Elsha, and I need a copy. Excuse me. Wow, this card's $15. What the heck? This was like starter kit only or something, right? Oh, I think I have one of those sitting around. I just need to go open it up. Get the copy of Bria. I thought more people would have built that when I was seeing that previewed. And then Infamous Cruel Claw, we get it. Bloomburrow Commanders is, the Commander set Commanders, that's going to be pretty straightforward, except for Flubs. We talked about the main four and then the lieutenants that people have built. People love Flubs. You can play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell, draw a card if you have no cards in hand, otherwise discard a card. This is the kind of deck where somebody's like, I'm going to play my Flubs deck, and it's like, cool. So I know whose turn I get to go use the bathroom. I know whose turn is it's safe for me to walk away from the table and come back. Starting about turn 4, turn 5, Flubs is going to start going, can I storm off? Can I make this happen? Additional lands, landfall. Your Flubs is Slimes. You Slimes players. You Slimes against Humanities players. I'm shaking my head at the landfall. There's just so much landfall recently. I know Flubs isn't particularly recent. It has been a year. But recently there has been some landfall love, and it's just damn. Another landfall deck. Trumas Popo, good to see you. What's up? I think I've actually played against a Flubs that was Slimes before. And so you said, yeah, Bello is number 2. Yeah. Jank, Bello is the one from this set that I've never built, but I've always kind of been interested to. It just feels the most like straightforward to me. I would want to really dig deep and see if I could find an artifact or enchantment sub-theme, mana value 4 or greater, that tickled my pickle and makes me want to build this. Oh, Brad, there's been so much Crucible type stuff ever since Lumra. I feel like Lumra was the herald of, hey, graveyards and lands on the comeback. Oh, you know how I like my turn sideways deck? I can't build a color combination and make it not attacking. Obviously attacking, robots attacking, enchanted things attacking, monks attacking, legends attacking, +1 counter creatures attacking. That's my entire current roster. And let's look at my not actives. Eldrazi's attacking. Zombies attacking. Vampires attacking. Y'shtola? Not attacking. Saheeli? Kind of attacking, mostly a value train deck. Prosh? Not attacking. This is about sacrificing and killing stuff. Melik is never a deck that I've literally never played. Lara Croft attacking. Erebos and Hose, that's cats, that's attacking. My Lumra Forests deck. Oh, I've already got that open. We'll look at that one a little later. Yeah, I love a good attacking deck. You know how we do. You know how we do. Bello players get focused a lot, Andres. That makes sense. Kirk, it's your Flub slime deck? Yeah, that would make sense. I've played against a few of your slime decks, I believe. Hasn't been just one. Nails, I actually took my Iron Man deck apart. Too much artifact stuff lately. I wanted to put the artifacts. There were so many legendary artifacts and stuff that I wanted to put into my attacking deck, because Buster Brings the Thunder is very much a Voltron-y style deck. So I took it apart. I also took apart Lara Croft. I've had that one for well over a year. That would have been the closest thing, I think, besides Dahada to a 2-year deck I have. Current commander roster. I guess Urza Chief Artificer was from Dominaria United. No, that was from Brothers War. Never mind. Dahada was Dominaria. Elsha was this year. Elivera was end of 2 years ago. Bumbleflower was last year this time. So Dahada's definitely my oldest commander right now, as far as like print date run goes, you know. What else we got? Zinnia. We're going to take a look at a Zinnia deck a little later on from a patron. We're going to look at Dom's Balin deck. We're going to look at David's Zinnia deck, patron David's Zinnia deck. We're going to look at my Lumra deck that has since been shattered into pieces for all of the Landfall and Crucible style decks that have been coming out. Feels like between Tevel, the Balance Scale, and the World Seed, my graveyard lands cards all got conscripted. Yeah, we're gonna end with talking about Infinity Stones because I gotta talk about a little bit of Marvel. You know I gotta do it. Steep fall off after Wildseer. We had some interest all the way through Hazel, obviously. Then Foxglove and Arthur got about the same amount of love. Wildseer got a little less. And then it was a hella fall off after that to Odd Acorn Gang. Cards. Most played cards from the main set. This set gave us quite a few played cards, y'all. Full percentages of play for like an uncommon. That's nuts. 6%? Wow. Because you got to think that's of legal decks for that to go in. And then every deck that is green is not going to be like a +1 counter deck or a counter deck or a creature deck or, you know, whatever. And so we're you go down further and further and further. So getting a full % on usage, nice. Means pretty played. Dawn's Truce. This one has played really well for me. All the gifted card stuff has played really well for me. Where on this list is... I can't believe that Wear Down's not higher. Look at that. This card, Wear Down, has only crushed for me. I've only ever had Wear Down make people go, what? That's only 2 mana? What? And you can gift that card wherever you want. That gifted card does not have to go to anybody whose stuff is getting destroyed. You can target the same opponent with both of those destructions and give the card to somebody else. This is one of my favorite cards from the whole set. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses a life and it's got offspring. That's an interesting one to see up that high. I didn't know that Starscape Cleric was getting played that much, but it makes sense. Good Aristocrat style card. 5 mana for 2 creatures that both say each opponent loses a life whenever you gain a life. Each opponent very strong there. I've never played for the common good, but a lot of people are playing this. Create X tokens that are copies of target token you control. Then tokens you control gain indestructible until your next turn. Dom, are you running this in Balin? You gain a life for each token you control? Dom, I don't even know if you're still here. Is anybody running this in any deck? Goes in Aristocrat Soul Sisters. Yeah, that makes sense. That's where I would think it would play the strongest. Common Good, you had it in 6th Doctor. Whenever you cast a historic spell, copy it, except the copy isn't legendary. This ability triggers only once each turn. Oh, nice. So you were already creating token copies of your dope historic shit, and then for the Common Good, for 3 mana, you're making another copy and making all your tokens indestructible. 5 mana, you're making 2 copies. That's cool. Many comas. Oh my god. No! No, don't do it! Which one? The most annoying one, right? Cosmos Serpent? Lordy. Yeah. It's Crush. Adrix and Nev, that makes sense. Valley Rock Caller. I guess it's the popularity of squirrels and rats? Because bats and lizards surely aren't enough of a meta share to have this card in 36,000 decks. I mean, it's in more decks than the dragon that lets you dig into your deck and do damage. This is crazy to me. Why are so many people running destroy target creature at sorcery speed? I guess it's a decent budget removal spell. Dire Sight should be in more decks. This should be in more decks than all of your... I don't know. Surveil 2 is just so good. I'm pretty sure this card's going to be like... Does this one have an instant speed version yet? The thing that's like Scry 2 or Surveil 2 or whatever 2, draw 2, lose 2. Something 2, draw 2, lose 2. Do we have an instant speed version of that? Draw, lose, cards, type, instant, sort, date. Nope, it's 1 more mana. Oh, we got draw 2, lose 2, so you don't get to affect the top of your deck, but for instant speed, 3 mana, draw 2, lose 2. Oh no, here we go. Demons do. No, it's 4 mana. So it looks like 4 mana is the going rate for instant speed version. Do something to the top of your deck. Draw 2, lose 2. And then if we take off the Scry or Surveil or whatever clause, 4 mana. 3 mana for instant speed. And we just had that in Tarkir, so that's the design rate right now. For instant speed, X2, draw 2, lose 2 is 4. So I still really like Dire Sight. Peerless Recycling, also strong. I have cut it from more decks than I thought I would. I built it into a lot of stuff at the beginning of this set. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. If the gift was promised, instead return 2. Gotta find the right home for it. Probably something where you're sacrificing a lot of things. Lands, probably pretty good in the World Seed deck that just came out. I actually bet it's popping up in there quite a bit. New cards. Look at all that landfall stuff. Oh, it's not even showing. We don't need to see the reprint commanders. Stormcatch. Into the Floodmaw. Man, people getting really sweaty, huh? Bounce a thing. Gift a tapped fish. I guess any permanent. 1 mana to return that 8 mana thing they played is kind of crazy, right? This will be staple-ish, but I bet this gets reprinted a lot. Stormcatch. Oh, there's a cute little promo version. You're saying Lethal Scheme is better than like Dire Sight? Than these type of cards? That's the Convoke kill spell, right? Yeah. That's a solid one. As we get further down the list, yeah, there's your Rotten Mouth. Vine Lasher getting a lot of love with this newest set. That Jund Crucible deck, really loving that card. Yeah, as you get down, you get a little further away from mass playability. When Clifftop Lookout enters, reveal cards from the top of your library to reveal a land, put it on the battlefield tapped. Oh, nice. One of those type of creatures that you want to like blink or have enter over and over again. Enter, give you some sacrifice fodder, give you an extra landfall, trigger that turn guaranteed. Camellia the Seed Miser. Yeah. Lethal Scheme has a good amount of synergies because of the discard built in. And then the commander cards. We talked about Polywog Prodigy being the most expensive of the new Impact, new to Magic cards from the set. 20-Toed Toad. Speaking of 20-Toed Toad, that made a appearance in the most recent episode of Garage the Gathering. Go subscribe to Garage the Gathering, live gameplay commander channel. Polywog Prodigy definitely still getting built the most in, and I gotta tell you, this card is nuts. I've played this card a bunch. Have I got this in Bumble's Biscuits? Yeah. Because it's silly. Techno Trout, what's up? Good to see you. Did you change your name? Sunspine Lynx is nasty. Nick is on Sunspine Lynx. That's the... Players can't gain life. Damage can't be prevented. When it enters, it deals damage to each player equal to the number of non-basic lands that player controls. That's my kind of card. I love that. I do love that. I feel like I end up cutting this for, you know, something more on my synergy, right? I just need a straight up Rakdos Punisher deck and this has a home. So we got Polywog Prodigy, Agate Instigator. This one too, y'all. I've been building this into so many decks, but it's because there are so many token creature decks, and there's so many decks where creatures entering is the strategy. We've gotten a lot of redundancy on these Agate Instigator type effects over the last year. We're just going to copy that and see if we can just find that. Yep. Yeah, look at this. Molten Gatekeeper. Shocking Sharpshooter. It's not doing each opponent, but it's doing target. Obviously, we got Witty Roastmaster back then. I didn't even know we got a new one in EOE yet. Weft Stalker Ardent. Y'all, they keep giving us these effects. This is crazy. It's all Perforos. Chat, if you're not familiar with a little god named Perforos, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Perforos deals 2 damage to each opponent. That has been a deck for a long time. When you combine it with stuff like this, whenever a creature you control enters, this enchantment deals 1 damage to each opponent, and this, so when they enter, after that, you can sack them and it deals damage to opponents again. Any target you want with Bombardment. You can see the strength. Agate Instigator, just another copy of those. It just happened to come from a precon. And so it's a little more scarce. If you wanted to get a copy of Agate Instigator right now, it's like your extended arts are the cheapest. There's 336 online. There's 987 of these, so there's plenty of supply. Plenty of supply. Gain 100% of value over a year. It's been higher, dropped back down into the 8 range, but you can see what this card's already been doing. A deck like that becomes for real, forget about it. Easily see this over. You could easily see this overtake Polywog Prodigy as the most expensive. Strong set overall, Bob. Very impactful set. I mean, we've been looking at the price of the collector. We looked for the first hour, we looked at the price of the collector product. Ay, ay, ay. There's not even a lot of singles justification for it, but it exists. You've also got 20-toed Toad. 20-toed Toad popped up in our last episode of Garage the Gathering. We played against frogs. Yeah, Techno Trout Soren. I thought you had a different name. Oh yeah, Salty Hooligan for sure. There's been variations, redundancy we call it, on impact tremors type effects. It's just made this deck so strong. This deck continues to get intense. My Prosh deck is basically that, but Jund. Kobold's getting lit. So Prosh says, whenever I cast a spell, I create X 0/1s, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast it. So it scales up. I cast it for 6 the first time, I get 6 0/1s, 8 the second time, I get 8 0/1s, and so forth. Also, Prosh acts as an infinite sacrifice outlet, where I can just sacrifice creatures at instant speed. I can give Prosh +1/+0 for it. Sometimes I use it for that, sometimes I don't. But you can see cards like Agate Instigator, Molten Gatekeeper, Devilish Valet. Whenever another creature you control enters, double the power until end of turn. Perforos. Rose Room Treasure. Whenever another creature you control enters, create a treasure if it's the first or second time. Otherwise, you can pay X. When you do it, deals X to any target. Run cards like Skull Mulcher on top of that. Whenever it enters, draw a card for each creature it devoured. You can sacrifice any number of creatures when it enters. Enters with a +1 counter on it for each one you sack, and you get to draw a card. So it's pairing with cards like that. Pairs with pet cards of mine like Burn at the Stake. Additional cost to cast it. Tap any number of untapped creatures you control. Deals damage to target creature or player, equal to 3 times the number of creatures tapped this way. I can't tell you how many people I've... Alright, I'll just... What are you at? 21? Alright, I'm going to play Burn at the Stake and tap these 7 creatures. And then sacrifice the 7 creatures. Bolus's Citadel, all 10, you know, 7 creatures and something else. You lose another 10. Impact Tremors every time they come in, everybody's taking damage. Also running stuff like Elemental Mastery to create a ton more XX, or 1/1s. X 1/1s, where X is the creature's power. So yeah, I've been loving the volume of this type of effect that's been coming out. Got one in Bloomburrow, second most expensive non-reprint card in there. I was talking about how good Jacked Rabbit is. It's obviously strong. Tempt with Bunnies is a card that I've actually built into a few decks and I've really enjoyed, but I end up cutting. Draw a card, create a 1/1, then each opponent can draw a card and create a 1/1 for each opponent who does. You draw a card and create a 1/1. A lot of times, most times, this is going to be draw a card, create a 1/1 for 3 mana at sorcery speed. Nick, I don't have Mirkwood in there. Not in this list. Maybe need it. I've had this deck forever. You can tell it's still got some like boomery cards in here. This is one of my oldest decks. But you can also see I've updated it, you know, fairly recently. Not this year. Put a Duskmourn card in there. Oh yeah, absolutely. I gotta put it in there. Swarmyard Massacre. Create 2 1/1 squirrels. Then each creature that isn't a squirrel gets -1/-1 for each squirrel you control, basically. Okay, so this is a 5 mana squirrel board wipe. Got it. That's why it's $4. I don't have a squirrel deck, so a lot of the squirrel tech has definitely escaped me. I guess we can take that away from this. If and when we do go back to Bloomburrow, the squirrel tech is going to pop. Or get reprinted. That's for sure. I remember people being way more excited about Hazel's Brewmaster. This one didn't really turn out. Enters or attacks, exile a target card from a graveyard, create a food. Foods you control have all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with Hazel's Brewmaster. And then cards like Perch Protection. I run this. It's fine. It's on the chopping block for me because you got to stay back with 6 mana. And sometimes that can be dope. Especially with as many cards as Bumbleflower draws. I've got it in my Bumbleflower deck because it pairs well with Ghostly Prison and Propaganda and Baird, Windborn Muse, cards like that. Salty Hooligan, you said that Brewmaster's a CDH staple. I'll tell you this, Communal Brewing, talk about an innocuous enchantment that every time I play it, people are racing to destroy it. When it enters any number of target opponents, each draw a card, then you put an ingredient counter on it for each card drawn this way. So you're putting it down. Everybody gets to draw a card, not you. 3 counters go on it. Then every single time you cast a creature, you get X additional +1 counters on it, where X is the number of ingredient counters on Communal Brewing. So if you can proliferate those, even better. This card freaks people out, dude. This card makes people panic. Every single creature Joel plays is entering with 3 +1/+1 counters. And that's before I proliferate it. I would definitely give that card a shot, chat, because you don't know what you're missing. I love that card. Myriad Squirrels cards, right? And then talk about a mana dork that I had higher on my list. Trail Tracker Scout. Mana of any color and expend 8. Return up to 1 target permanent card. Expend 8 just doesn't happen a lot. As much as I thought it would. The precons. Yeah, let's look at the Bloomburrow precons. How have they done over time? All 4 for 200 looks like. Peace Offering $70. Yeah, it has gained a little bit of value, hasn't it? I would have to look. I'm not 100% sure if these are still in print, but generally these things get printed for a while. And so with any precons, I would not FOMO. These have all been gaining pretty consistent value, though. This one fell off over a year. What? This one seriously was up over $150 for over a month? What? Ay, ay, ay. That's all I have to say. Well, you can get a whole set of them for about $50 each. $179.99. $179.99 divided by 4. $45 each if you buy all 4 of them. Yeah, there you go, Angel. LGS was selling them for 45 off the rip. I would just buy them like that. 2 WPN 100% stores here selling them for 180. If you're still looking for the Bloomburrow Commander decks, I'll just buy all 4 of them at once. They're all 4 very playable decks, I'll tell you that. And there's good staples in all of them if you just break them apart and turn them into like a commander collection kit, you know? Not a ton of other impactful stuff there. I mean, quite a set. I feel like for the collectability side of it, they did a good job. Product availability, everybody who wanted it got it when they wanted it. This definitely didn't have the same problems that a set like Final Fantasy has got, even though it was very popular. And it made quite an impact on commander. Lots of good out of the command zone. Lots of good out of the 99. Let's take a look at some of these decks. This is Dom's Balin deck. Tap 2 untapped tokens you control, add a mana of any color. Tap 3 untapped tokens you control, draw a card. Tap 4 untapped tokens you control, put 3 counters on it. Alright, opening hand. Artifact Mutation. Wildfire Awakener enters the battlefield, create X/1/1 elemental creature tokens. I think I gotta... Let me adjust this chat so that y'all can see this a little bit better. That's nothing. That's nothing. That looks good. Nice. Okay. We're good now. I think we do a free mull on this one. I'm not loving... I mean, like, we have Artifact Mutation, so we could answer somebody's artifact super early. Just, like, screw their mana rock and get a couple 1/1s going. That's not bad. And we're guaranteed mana to play our commander. Gotta play our Boseiju, depending on what we draw. Autumn is really good on turn 3. Let's just try and play this out. So we'll go Windswept Heath. Tap and sack this. We'll lose a life. We'll go search for type forest. Get our Triome probably. Yeah, there it is. Boom. Close and shuffle. Tap that. Alright, we'll go to next turn. Draw Gavany Township. Don't want that. At least not yet. We got our Sunbillow Verge. And we're online, I guess, to play Artifact Mutation. Let's just say that we actually did it. And we are going to create 2 Saprolings because we destroyed Ricky's Arcane Signet and he's super pissed. But we did that. Boom, boom at the EOT on their turn. And then we go to our next turn. Draw Stump, Stomp. Not bad. We can still hold our Boseiju back. So we're just going to go Gavany. And then I think we go Bing, Bang, Boom. And we go Onimpakul. We could also go Balin. But next turn. So let's pretend like everything works out. Next turn we draw a card. It's a basic forest. We go here. We probably actually go Toski here to start rebuilding our hand. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4 Toski. And then it's attack with like 1 Saprling. Put a counter on Onimpakul. Create a gnome artifact that is tapped and attacking. We're going to say one of these had to die. They're going to kill our gnome. But this one got through and we dealt damage, so we draw a card. Okay. And we'll go next turn. And now we're like off to the races. We can go Mesa here. Lose a life. Go search up... what do we got? Portico, anything? Oh yeah, we can go get a shock. Do we even need a 5th mana? Yeah, so we would, right now, we would just wait and see if we actually need the 5th mana, because we could play the Boseiju. But we play the Balin. We'll go tap, 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 bang, bang, boom. So I do think we want it, because we'll want to stay open for Dawn's Truce. So we would go get a Shockland that has white, is what we would do here. Type Plains. Looking at our other mana, we got a red-white on the battlefield already, so we can get a green-white. Yeah, we'll go get a green-white. Lose a life here. We'll shock this in. Boom, boom. So we're totally presenting the extra card, and we got the Dawn's Truce in hand, ready to go. I mean, at this point, you're in the driver's seat. We've got Toski filling up our hand. We've got, on this attack, Onimpakul's, we're going to attack with 1 Saprling. Onim's going to get another counter, so she's at 3 power. Oh, it's the number of counters on her, right? Rex is the number of +1 counters on her? Yeah. So now she's got 2, so we're going to add 2 more tapped and attacking. What is it? Gnomes? You know me, know me. living the dream there. Because let's say even like 2 of them die. Go to next turn. Enters the battlefield tapped unless we control a legendary, but we do. I mean, Wildfire Awakener probably here is really nice. Because then we can just start tapping stuff with Balin. So we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, very strong. Let's do a restart and see what game 2 brings us. We definitely don't keep this. No lands. Thank you. All right, thank you. Restart. Okay, so I think we'll keep this commercial district. We got 2 in a rock with gilded. So this comes in tapped, and we'll look at the top. It's a caretaker's talent, so we're going to put that in the graveyard, draw a card for our next turn. That's what we wanted to see. We play the goose. Create a food. We've got our tokens going. Next turn. So Kinzen. Oh man, probably idle? Because we could start drawing cards. I mean, I guess if we can get Academy Manufacturer out next turn. Alright, Jungle Shrine comes in the battlefield tapped. See, now I'm thinking we can... Yeah, we got a little clunky game going here. I mean, maybe... Can't even... Yeah, I mean, we could make a food token tap. EOT, draw a card. Have 2 food tokens now. Then it goes to our turn. Oof, we're just getting a little mana screwed here. Just need to be drawing cards, getting in as deep as we can. So to do that, we need to create tokens. We do have 3 tokens, though, and the mana to cast our commander now, though. So I'd say we do this. And then we're going to tap 3 untapped tokens. That's not a token. Damn, we only have 2 tokens. Well, we can tap 2 untapped tokens. We control, add a mana of any color. And yet again, create another food token on EOT. Create a food. Tap the idol. Because we tap this and this for the 2 mana to tap Gilded Goose. Tap this, draw a card. Aura Shards. Can't draw land to save our life. Next turn, it's a land! And we've got it. All right, now, so we're not in the worst possible scenario here. Our hand is jacked and stacked. We've got enough mana to do pretty much whatever we want at this point. We need to protect Balin, and we don't necessarily have a way to do that. But you can see the name of the game with this deck is make tokens. We need tokens on the battlefield. Do you typically make enough token creatures, I wonder, to run a Jetmir in this deck? It's like a finisher in this deck, right? Second harvest up a ton of food. If you would create a clue food or treasure, instead create one of each. So, question. If I have, let's say I have Academy Manufacturer on the battlefield. 1, 2, 3. I can tap 2 untapped tokens I control for a mana of any color. Oh, I did that wrong a while ago, didn't I? Whatever, I did that a little off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have enough mana to cast a second harvest. Anyway, if I cast second harvest with Academy Manufacturer out, second harvest is going to create 3 food tokens. Am I also going to create 3 clues and 3 treasures? Yeah, right? Because it's replacing each one I would create with an effect to create one of each instead. So that's not bad. Pretty strong. What's in your sideboard? Let's look at Dom's sideboard. Yeah, Jank. Yeah, that's what I thought. Got some tutory stuff. Power it up a little bit. More creature tokens, knowing procession, parallel lives. Yeah, we can see what's in the sideboard. Looks like maybe this deck got powered down from its original incarnation. Still running doublings. I mean, it's still a powerful deck. How many game changers are in here? 4. So this is a bracket 4 deck. For sure counts Finale of Devastation as a tutor. You got Crater Hoof in here. Seedborn in here. Let's look at David's Zinnia deck. It looks pretty. David's always going to have the most pimped out decks, I'll tell you that. Ooh, Quantum Riddler, this is new. Whenever this creature enters, draw a card. As long as you have one or fewer cards in hand, if you would draw one or more cards, you draw that many cards plus one instead. Travis, what's up? Yeah, Travis, that's what we talked about. The first hour was the 189% growth of the Bloomburrow collector booster over the last year. For cards that, for a set, there's not even a card that can beat the whole box price. Crazy. Three game changers in here. Teferi's Pro, Fierce Guardianship, Smothering Tithe. Then you got Recruiter of the Garden, Imperial Recruiter. How many creatures are you running? 32. Nice. Need a Quarter Calling in Balin. Quarter Calling in Balin's pretty good. Not bad. As it were. Travis, yeah, no, I don't. I'm good on buying those. I'll tell you though, look at the supply. 25 online. Ain't a lot of them in there. Let's see what we get with our Zinnia opening hand. Island Plateau Pathway. Honestly, we probably keep this. It's not an explosive start. Flare of Denial in the opener is not the loveliest thing I've ever seen. But Ashnods is going to open us up to some options in the future, and Cloudstone Curio is always a bomb. Have a little targeted removal in there. I'd say we keep it. Well, that's cool. A little Starfield Vocalist action. We'll go Plateau. Next turn. Go ahead and go Thundering Falls. Surveil. It's a Volcanic Island. We'll just leave that on top. Next turn, draw the Volcanic, play the Volcanic. This is a Yume. Yeah, probably just go ahead and get it out. We're staying open, but we want to start building the value. Whenever a non-artifact permanent enters a battlefield under your control, you can return another permanent you control that shares a permanent type with it to its owner's hand. Next turn, Deserted Beach comes into play untapped. Maybe Commander this turn. So next turn, we're like all of our stuff starts popping. White, red, blue, yes. Do it like that. White, red, blue. So we stay open with our Path to Exile. Go next turn. Rapid hybridization. Put our snow-covered island out there. So we can't double our Starfield Vocalist yet, and we don't have any ETBs. Getting kind of a clunky draw. We're getting a lot of our interaction right now. Not getting a lot of love, so we're going to go Ashnod's Altar. Need a way to draw some cards is what we need. Alright, we're still open with this stuff. Starfield Vocalist, the reason I'm not playing it this turn is because next turn we can play it and Offspring it with Zinnia. Because we need 2 to Offspring it. So we'll go to next turn. Ooh, and now we are singing. Vocalist, Voice of Victory. Wait, is that a sub-theme in this? David? Is there a sub-theme of singers? Zinnia's playing a guitar? Is this about a band? A permanent entering the battlefield causes an ability to trigger. Does that mean that... Is Offspring a triggered ability? Take it to Scryfall. It's a rock band deck. You may pay an additional due to... so that's not triggered, is it? It doesn't seem triggered to me. I seem triggered by how untriggered that seems. Still, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And we're going to play Starfield Vocalist. And we're going to Offspring it. What is it? 1/1 token copy. So that's a Starfield Vocalist and a copy of a Starfield Vocalist. That's not bad. So this is a 2/3 now. Andres, good to see you. Catch you later. Keelan said my local LGS asks people to run bracket 3s for casual EDH, but people frequently go above that. So tell them they're breaking the rules. Yeah, it's not triggered. So Starfield Vocalist, we're still waiting on something to trigger it, but we tapped out there. We're not returning anything now. We're gonna go next turn. I'm gonna drop a Montagne. Okay, so here's a question. Cloudstone Curio is letting me whenever a non-artifact permanent enters the battlefield. So can I stack this where I play Voice of Victory, Offspring Voice of Victory, and then when that Offspring comes in, can the Offspring come in second? Or does it already come in second? When that creature enters, create a 1/1 token. Oh, wait, now hang on a second. If you do, when that creature enters, create a 1/1 token copy of it. Panharmonicon is the same thing, right? Yep. Okay, so we can figure this out. Zinnia and Panharmonicon. Somebody has to have asked. Offspring is an enters triggered ability. So if you control Panharmonicon and offering and pay offering for a spell, when it resolves and enters, offering will trigger the additional time. Chat. Chatsky. Things are going nuts. When it enters. So my thing doesn't work, by the way. My thing has to, what I was wondering, the token copy. Oh. Offspring's an ETB, yes. Oh no. I thought you said oh no, Jank. Oh, so the Offspring is not a trigger, but it creates a trigger. I missed that. I see. Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, last thing I read was oh no. Alright, so I cannot with Cloudstone Curio bounce the OG with the token. Oh no, wait, I can, because when it enters, then this enters, then I bounce this back to my hand. And because of 2 copies of Starfield Vocalist, we actually got 3 copies of Voice of Victory. Am I doing that right? Yeah, so this one can get insane. You just gotta have protection, which is, it makes sense now why David is running so much Flare of Fortitude, Force of Negation, Fierce Guardianship, Flare of Denial, Teferi's Protection, Clever Concealment, Flawless Maneuver. You gotta go Flusterstorm. You gotta go hard on the do not screw with my board while I'm building my board up. Because you need... Once you get like 3 or 4 pieces out, you are... You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, War Leader's Call Jank. Impact Trimmers. This is a sweet deck. Very sweet deck, and I'm glad that I drew cards to show off that little Starfield Vocalist line, because that's kind of nuts. That is a enters triggered ability. Rock and roll. This was my Lumra deck. This one's pretty straightforward. Crucible of Worlds. I had this one listed as a 4. It's only got 2 game changers in it, but it's got Worldly Tutor and Archdruid's Charm in there. We probably send this one back. This deck can get started before turn 3. Not much better here, but at least the fetch... No, this is actually worse. Okay. Restart and send Braun back. Draw card. Forest. Soul Ring. Things are looking up. Worldly Tutor was an excellent next draw. Draw. Woodland... 6 mana floating just goes away. Or no, we use it for Sylvan. Yeah. We didn't need all of it anyway. Next turn. We've got 5. So here we Worldly Tutor, and we probably Worldly Tutor for some kind of like scape shifty ability or a Harrow kind of thing. So that we can get some lands in the graveyard with Lumra and start going to town. Restarting. This really depends on that next draw, but I would probably try this. First draw. Nice, we draw the land we needed, so we're good to go. We go Forest, pass, card draw. Cabaretti is probably where we go here. No, we want to use that on the Bristly Bill, so we'll go here. And then, actually, we probably just wait till next turn to play it. So we'll start by leading off the turn with the Bristly Bill. And then we'll play Cabaretti Courtyard. Bristly Bill gets a counter. It sacks. We go and get a Forest. Close that, shuffle that. That enters the battlefield tapped. We gain a life. Bristly Bill gets a counter. Go to next turn. Nykthos. Counter on Bristly Bill. Spring Bloom Druid. Boom, boom, boom. Sack this Forest. Go get 2 basics. Boom. Boom. Close and shuffle. Counter, counter on Bristly Bill. They enter tapped, so we can't do anything else this turn. Next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn, if we had drawn a land there, we could go 6 here. Oh, this is 2 mana playable right now. We probably just go ahead and do that. Land for Great Hinge. Because this is a 7 power Bristly Bill right now. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just go Vorinclex? Probably. Definitely. Because that gets us a Forest and a Forest. Close and shuffle. Forest. Oh, they go into our hand. But we haven't played a land for turn. Boom. Counter on Vorinclex. Yeah, and then you go to next turn and you're just so far in the money. You're on Lumra. You're punching. Things are happening. Get token copies of Springbloom Druid, just bringing more lands onto the battlefield. Archdruid's Charm, whatever you need, into your hand. Conduit World, start bringing it back. You can see how this deck goes freaking hard. If you can get a hand that's worth a crap. One mull. This totally works. So turn one, we're gonna draw a card. We're gonna Besiege you. We're gonna explore. We're gonna Broker's Hideout. That gets sacked. And we go get a forest, close. Gain a life. Close and shuffle. Just make sure that's shuffled up. Next turn. Draw a card. I think we go Bill. We go Rogue's Passage counter. We go Wasteland counter. We'll go... We don't have any green mana. Yeah, we probably do that a little bit differently. Maybe we do Lotus Field that turn. 3 visits. Something. I don't know. You can see what it's trying to do. This deck is all about ramping. This deck is about getting these things sacrificed. Anytime you can sack a land, do it. Save your fetches to trigger your landfall stuff like Bristly Bill. That's kind of the goal with those. And then my Bumbleflower deck, I don't know if I've played this on Garage. Have I? Not yet. I think we've got an episode coming up where I played Bumbleflower. I think I played Bumbleflower in the Crim episode. We had Asian Avenger on, and that episode's going to come out in the next month or so. Yeah, Keelan, Bristly Bill's a rough one to get a copy of right now. This is my Bumbleflower deck. Straightforward counters, proliferate, nutso kind of deck, y'all. Draw cards, put counters on stuff, play spells, play 2 spells per turn minimum. You want to play 2 every turn. Like I said, 40 creatures. That 50 creature deck we saw earlier. Yeesh. I always thought, man, my 40 creature deck is a lot. Almost too much. We saw a 50 creature deck on stream today. Overall, the set has done very well. It's a crusher of a set. I know we're going back. It's crazy to me that you can open some of the cards you can in Modern Horizons 3. And it's $5.39. And the cards that are available in Bloomburrow, no serialized. $740 for a CLBD. Shoo-wee! Chad, I appreciate everybody hanging out today. I will be back on Thursday night. We have got Commander Fight Night, Thursday night Fight Night. Come play Commander with the Patreon members in the Discord. Go join the Discord. Go join the Patreon at any level. Jump into Discord and you too can play with us on Thursday night. Other than that, I will catch y'all very soon. New video tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Thanks for looking at Bloomburrow with me. That was surely fun to walk down memory lane. What a set. Next one of these will be in like a month. Let me see. Scryfall. Next memory lane will be Duskmorn. In September. End of September. So about the time of Magicon Atlanta and Spider-Man. We'll be looking back. Infinity Stones. That's right. Let's talk Infinity Stones real fast, because I do want to talk Infinity Stones. The very first Infinity Stone was Soul Stone. The very first Infinity Stone we get is Soul Stone, and it's black. It's 1 black, 1 other, indestructible, taps for black mana. I've been having multiple discussions with people about what other colors the stones are going to be, and I wanted to get y'all's take on it. I feel like if we're looking at all of the Infinity Stones, let's just pull up an image of all of the Infinity Stones. Images. For a good, here we go. Open image in new tab. So you got these. We got the Mind Gem, Reality Gem, Power Gem, Space Gem, Time Gem, and Soul Gem. They're calling them stones because it's more like the MCU. So far, we've gotten the Soul Stone as a mono black card. I've been having a lot of discussions with people. What are the others going to be? Are they going to keep them? Number one, let's just look at the color. Let's look at the colors of the cards first. Presumably, we'll get 6 of them, right? Presumably, we'll get all 6. We can guess off of the Soul Stone that maybe they're going to be 1 color each. And if you have colorless as a color, we got 6 colors in Magic. So if you had to assign 1 color or colorless to each of these, how would you do it? They're not always the same color across all properties, and so I wouldn't just go off color of stone. But with the Soul Stone being black, I feel like Power Stone has got to be red or green. I feel like Time Stone, is there a color that the Time Stone can be not blue? Because I mean, it's going to be extra turns or something, right? Extra upkeeps. Blue effects. Reality is kind of a question mark. Maybe white there if some of my other guesses fall in. I'm assuming that Reality could also be colorless. I feel like Reality has already got sort of an eldritch horror tie to it with Magic the Gathering. And so colorless Reality, eldritch Reality bending, maybe there. I feel like Time has to be blue there. White Reanimator for the Time Stone? I don't know. That one would be tough. Reality is really kind of where I'm like, I think Reality would be the white one because Time to me would be blue. Soulstone is black. But then that leaves the Mind Stone either being red, green, or colorless. And I'm like, that doesn't track for me. That's strange. And so it might just not fit easily into a little cookie cutter thing. But then the other question is, are we going to get... So everybody's like, oh, there's going to be 3 Marvel sets. For some reason in the zeitgeist, in all of our heads, everybody's like, oh, there's going to be 3 Marvel sets. Has that been confirmed anywhere? Or has it just been like 3 years of sets? Large scale crossover. I haven't seen anywhere that it's going to be exactly 3 sets. Now, 6 sets? That sounds like a lot. 6 sets sounds like way too much. But 2 of these per set, that also doesn't seem like a great way to go. 7 Marvel sets over 3 years? Keelan, do you have a link on that, or are you just guessing? All right, Buzz said Soul, return a creature, yes. Reality, create a copy of a creature until end of turn. So that could be red. Reality could be red. Double power toughness of a creature until end of turn for power. That makes sense. That's very green to me. Time, return an enchantment or artifact from the grave, I think it's going to be take extra turns or extra upkeeps or untap at the beginning of like a blue muse type effect, something like that. But that's even like green and white. I don't know. Space, I think, is going to be blinking. Kind of a Panharmonicon mixed with a Conjurer's Closet. But yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, so we got Spider-Man. They could also do X-Men and Avengers in that way. They could do Cosmic Marvel in that way. And then like maybe street level in that way. But that's 5? Spider-Man, Avengers, X-Men, Cosmic, street level. Do an entire set based on Thor and Loki. I don't know if Thor's popular enough to do that. Maybe. Cosmic is your like Guardians of the Galaxy, Annihilation Wave, Nova Corps, Skrulls. There's some crossover with like Fantastic Four there. Fantastic Four, that could that be a set by itself? Yeah, definitely Avengers, Travis. So I think it would be, I mean, if we got, so we got Avengers, X-Men. We know we got Spider-Man. So we got Spider-Man, Avengers, X-Men. Cosmic, which is Guardians, Nova, Skrulls, Annihilation, Eternals. And then you've got street level, which is like Luke Cage, Daredevil, Punisher. Oh yeah, Mystical. Actually, that would probably be a Doctor Strange set. Because you could go Iron Fist. You could go multiversal that way and go Kang. Because Avengers will probably have like Ultron. Where does Doom go? Doom probably goes Cosmic or Mystical. This is actually probably Doom, and Kang is probably more Cosmic. Yeah, it could go really big. Mystical is probably a Doctor Strange set. Street level, they would call this like Marvel Knights. That's how that got referred to a lot in the comics. Cosmic, I don't know. Maybe they make a Guardians of the Galaxy set. Because that's a nice, recognizable brand nowadays. And that shows all the cosmic stuff. Yeah, interesting. There's a lot to talk about, chat, with that with all the Marvel set stuff coming out. There's definitely going to be a lot of videos on the channel. New video tomorrow. See you Thursday night for some Commander gameplay. If you want to jump in with us and play Commander, go join the Patreon. Lots of other perks over there. Love y'all, mean it. Have a good rest of your day. Talk to you soon. I'm going to go get some lunch. Bye. He's leaving. He is. I'm ours. Bye-bye. I'm gonna grab some lunch. Then I'll call you.